have our presenter, Methode Majambere. He is assistant lecturer in Department of Biology, School of Science, College of Science and Technology at the University of Rwanda. Mr. Methode will be presenting the knowledge of mammals of Rwanda and strategies for mainstreaming mammalogy in Africa. Methode Majambere is an assistant lecturer at the Department of Biology, School of Science, College of Science and Technology at the University of Rwanda. Since 2011, he is now nearing the completion of his PhD research with the focus of rodents and shrews of Nyungwe National Park. He holds a bachelor degree in biology, option of zoology and conservation. And he has a Master of Science in Biology in Biodiversity Conservation from former National University of Rwanda. He is also Research Associate to the Center of Excellence in Biodiversity and Natural Resource Management. The main research area is mammals, with focus of terrestrial small mammals, rodents and shrews, and a background in primates, chimpanzees, and owl-faced monkeys. Beside mammals, mammal ecology, taxonomy, and conservation, other areas of research interest includes wildlife ecology and management, freshwater ecology and biodiversity, protected areas management, and community-based conservation. So, Methode, the floor is yours to start the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Constante, for the introduction. So I go on with the presentation. Sorry, not there yet. Good. Okay. The screen. So I'm there now. So good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So Methode Majambere. A short introduction of me was presented by Constante. Now I'm going to present about the knowledge of mammals of Rwanda and the strategies for mainstreaming mammalogy in Africa. As you can see, the topic is not complicated. It will be in a simple language, easy to understand. So with the introduction, so first of all, we need to know what mammalogy means. It's a scientific study of mammals and encompasses the different aspects of mammals, like function, behavior, evolution, adaptations, classification, taxonomy, etc. And the versatility of mammal studies has been covered in pedagogical settings, so you cannot doubt about it. I have read many documents and found that they assessed how students from primary school, secondary school, university understand the field of mammalogy. Here we focus on the Albertine Rift in which the Rwanda is located, which is an area of high endemism, not only on mammals, but also on other biodiversity. And the aim of this, it's actually an ongoing manuscript. It's to highlight the key strategies that can guide the countries like Rwanda, countries in Africa, for mainstreaming mammalogy into African science. Yeah, so the methodology I used for this work, this draft, I first conducted a review of the literature on mammals, especially their taxonomy, their distribution, and also focused on experiences in mammalogy in Rwanda, especially the ones from my own side, because I have done a lot extensive work on mammals so far. And I make some kind of short narrative that highlights in key observations from my own journey. And in my search, I also focused on the journals that publish on mammals. And when I was looking for the journals, I tried to look for all that are possible that publish are focused on mammals. I considered all that are active to date, not considering the indexing. So you understand that there might be some which are not indexed in Scopus or Web of Science, but which are active. We also took them into account. So the main key geographic area discussed in this work is Rwanda, where the surveys on mammals were conducted. But we also want to extrapolate in other areas and across Africa. So if we look on the map, here I'm simply showing, like we'll be talking about the field surveys, the mammal collections. Here I highlight the sites that we have been using for the surveys of mammals. Not only that, but also where some work on mammals, mammal science in academia are being conducted. Okay, here you can see the University of Rwanda, Nyarugenge campus, Huye campus. You can see the different parks. So here, and the Rugezi Marsh, you cannot forget about it. There we had special observations. So these are the areas where some work on mammals has been conducted. And now we go right in the content of the work, the findings. So here, each topic will be like a strategy to look at. So if we consider zoological museums and the collections, we'll see that in Rwanda we have the zoological collections based at the Center of Excellence in Biodiversity and Natural Resource Management, and I'm working them on it as a staff of biology department. So the biology department is somehow also involved because I sometimes teach the course of animal systematics and they bring students in the field, they visit and they visit the zoological collections in Huye. So how do zoological collections might not be a common terminology for everybody. So how do they look like? Here it's the one that we have in the Huye Center of Excellence, main office, and where you see the white wall, it's the new partitioning for the zoological collections. Here you see a sample of the collections, the specimens that we have made. These are from my own work and my team. They are not the other people who made them. It's myself and the ones that I have trained. And they are so far at good standards because they could also be verified by experts and they learned from experts. Then a question comes, do we have to collect more? Maybe you will ask this later because in the conservation aspect, we should say that killing animals, we can just say that's not good, but could we not do it while we do not have specimens, and while we do still have a lot to study about the mammals? So some said that we should collect more and others not. But the idea which is winning is that for at least the East African part, like the Albertine Rift, we absolutely need to collect more specimens because there are more to study. And here now I'm talking about equipment and capacity building. So do we have in Rwanda equipment and sufficient capacity for conducting field on mammals? I can say not really, and not even at a fair level. So far, you can see the materials that are here. Maybe you cannot guess what they are for, but as you can see, again at here, it's in a cage trap. And you can see these shaman traps. All who have seen me in the field, they know shaman traps because they are the one that I have been using most. There is a bat, a mist net to capture bats, but also a SM for ultrasonic bat detector, and a hub trap for bats also, bat camera traps that are versatile for capturing the photographs of any wildlife, especially large mammals. And then we can ask ourselves, how far are we now with the equipment? So far, I can say what is most sufficiently secured or at a fair level, it's only shaman traps. There that you see in aluminum. Others, we do not have them. But we have some equipment that we might find somewhere, but renting can also be a problem and is not sustainable. We can have some equipment like from RWCA, Musambi village, and also to RDB, etc. But we should need to secure ours. So what about zoological laboratories or molecular laboratories? So we can say that we have a zoological laboratory at the University of Rwanda. Unfortunately, I can tell you, Jean Dieu knows more, we do not really have a lab that we can say a laboratory of zoology, where you can find the materials like, so even this one that I'm showing here does not show a lot of things, but we do not have a really at any fair level for the equipment, because the one that we had was based at the National University of Rwanda, and relocating the materials to bring them in Kigali was problematic, and some materials for zoological laboratories are still remaining here and unused. So such labs actually should be instrumental for academic learning about mammals. Then now talking about this crucial aspect of species identification with DNA sequencing, we do not have a DNA sequencing lab in Rwanda. Anyway, actually we do have, but they do not meet what we need for mammalogy, for species identification, especially for the small mammals, for which we are still having some surprises in the field. So here I'm showing you only what I had conducted in the Czech Republic, where I had resorted to do identification of small mammals. So what about human resources, researchers, staff? It's like I should be having an institution or unit which is structured which has an organizational structure. This is a one that I found somewhere, but which is for a museum. So these infrastructures should develop only when there are curators that have demonstrated high research impact. And the staff working in various groups of animals should be needed in the zoological museum or zoological collections. In the future, if we are lucky, we should be having some staff working on reptiles, amphibians, etc. And then they are having one focused on mammals. So actually, we can say there is a good progress as per today about securing or ensuring staff capacity at the center, and it's coming. Constantine, can you see yourself here? I have not asked the permission, but it's public. Here, there are some staff for the center. Now we can say that the staff is growing for the center. What about the incentives and the sustainable funding? Actually, here I can highlight it. First of all, financial benefits are needed everywhere, but they are not the only or many determinants of researchers' motivation for efficient work. This is from a publication that assessed it. Incentives can also come in the form of how people adjust their behaviors or have their responsibility, adjust their responsibility. So we can say in our case, in our experience, myself, I have trained the younger researchers in mammalogy who were just very active, but the lack of incentives has contributed to frequent dropouts. So far I can count 7 or 8 that I contributed, but for now I do not have more than 2 remaining working with mammals. Sustainable funding is actually very imperative. So we should build a business model that could generate income, but without interfering with the scientific deliverables. Examples are like in the future, Constantine, I think you will make a plan about it. We might charge visitor fees for the collections, just solicit, if we do it in a proper way, some donations. That's also possible. So we can say that currently situation, the path towards sustainable funding under CoEB is really promising. Many people can support this. What about research permits and ethical regulations? So in my journey and what I have learned from the different collaborators and researchers, peers, I have found that research in Rwanda has almost not faced the challenges about research permits. So RDB does it well, and we cannot say that we are in the conditions where it's difficult to secure research permits. So I wanted to say, I don't know if it could be the same situation if you wanted to secure research permit in Iraq or Iran. So now we are happy that Rwanda can allow really support research on mammals. And we can say that in the last decades, 2 decades, it has really got a good momentum. We have many research works that have been conducted in Akagera, Nyungwe, the summer school, volcanoes, etc. But one problem, there are a few researchers working on it, and the capacity also might remain the key issue. About the research committees, I mean those ones which would say, if you want to work on mammals, let's see if you are using non-invasive methods, if you are doing it ethically, for different other groups of animals. They exist in Uganda and Tanzania, can we see it in the publications, but in Rwanda, we do not have ones. What do we have in Rwanda? In Rwanda, we have the Rwanda National Ethics Committee, and it reviews only research involving a human subject. So this has affected me once I was doing research in Nyungwe National Park, as I could not secure the ethical research permit. So they asked me to develop a protocol how I do research without harming animals. And this took extended the time for securing the research permit, while it should have been secured straight if there was some ethical committees for animals. So what about research, knowledge dissemination platforms? I can tell you I have not missed an opportunity or a platform where to talk about the mammalogy or field of mammals in Rwanda. And if there are even people interested, I would urge them. We have seminars every week. If not in the biology department, we have them under CoEB, you know. But one problem is sometimes they are concurrent. Like often the seminars in the biology department are planned on Wednesdays, but also the ones from the center. Maybe, Constante, you note this. If they are concurrent, it will be a problem. Because, so, department and the center of excellence, they should be collaborative and working together, so not having things that are concurrent, while for the same objectives. Then we can also note the Rwanda Biodiversity Information System that also demonstrates the work in mammalogy. You can find a lot about it. So what about scientific publications in mammalogy? Here you can say you can find a lot for the people who publish the work from elsewhere or in the other countries, but I do not promise a lot for the work in Rwanda. We do not have many publications on the mammals in Rwanda, nor in Africa, nor in East Africa. So while actually one problem, the highest species richness of mammals is found in the equatorial regions. And I can say especially even in tropical regions of Africa. But one problem, we do not have platforms for publication of the research. In other countries, it has started a long time ago where even the researchers, institutions realized that they needed some journals that are focused on mammals. So here at this level, I made the search through the different portals for the science, like Scholar, Google, etc. And then I can say almost exhaust all the search for all the journals that are focused on mammals. And I found like 14 that are just treating mammals only. From this, I did not, I focused on the ones that are showing diverse distribution of mammals among their focus, not like the ones that are treating anthropology only, because they also exist. So these 14 journals, they focus on mammals only. Theria is on mammalogy, mammal species. You can publish research. Only the research on mammals is published in these journals. So I indicated the year, I mean the duration since the journals are working. There are some that are covering almost how this jubilee 75 years, like Mammalia from Germany, and some 50, some etc. But as you can see, the continents, we have none in Africa. So at the next level, we do have some journals which are not focused on all mammals. They are either focused on types of mammals or categories of mammals. There are some that are focused on bats, some on primates, some on small carnivores, some even, there are those that do not indicate mammals as the subject, like vertebrate zoology. But when you see even in their publication, in their post, you see that they are focusing on mammals. Again, we have none in Africa. That's the problem. It's like we do not have the culture of promoting mammal research, while we are in an area of hotspot area for the mammal science. So here there is a recommendation that maybe in the future we should plan a strategy to plan a journal on mammals. Maybe it can be born in Rwanda. We can have an ambition. So what about the collaborations and the policy frameworks? So the collaborations are established. We wish there is a collaboration throughout Africa so that to promote this field of mammalogy. Some researchers have suggested that to promote mammalogy in Africa, sometimes recognize the scientist. I don't know, maybe in the future I will be a recognized mammalian scientist. In the developing countries should be called to join the editorial boards of international journals that are reputable. This can help also those researchers think about establishing a high quality journal that can have diverse qualities that are equal to others. Then a proper policy framework should involve a government commitment. And here I assure you that if we are eager to promote the field of mammalogy, the different institutions, REMA, RDB, even the government will be really supportive, and the university. So this like one product from the policy framework is a policy briefs. So here a theory of change. I will not spend much time on it, only I show what I think of it. I have indicated the direction of progress with the colors. So here I take this and say, if I use this color, I'm showing it at this level. For example, here I consider that research permits are quickly and well secured, and we can say they are available and effective. On the other hand, we can look like on aspects like publications, they are really at a very low level. So if we want to use this theory of change to change towards a goal or where we want, developing the field of mammalogy in Africa, that as I have said, that transcends physical and the temporal barriers, we should monitor these levels and see, we should promote this so that it shifts from this color to another color. Maybe for some it will take 5 years, 10 years, or whatever, especially we need to set goals. So what's the conclusion now? We consider that financial planning and capacity for every process are crucial for scientific initiatives, for example, mammalogy. Financial planning and the scientific capacity. So for reinforcement of mammalogy in Rwanda and the other African countries, we need to build or strengthen infrastructures, collection science, human resources, financial sustainability, capacity building, collaborations, regulation policies, but also scientific disseminations. And we are in this race, we should work for it if we want to build this field of mammalogy. And then the collaboration between African mammal scientists and conservationists worldwide is also a promising future for the mammalogy in Africa. And I believe it will work, and I'm part of this endeavor. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind attention. Your comments and questions, views are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Method, for your good presentation. And we really appreciate your work here at the Center of Excellence. We appreciate your work since at our zoological collection, we have a very good number of specimens. You contributed on their corrections, and we hope we'll be receiving many more specimens. And also, we appreciate your work for training younger researchers here at Center, and of course at the University of Rwanda. We need more researchers who has ambition and courage like yours. And I'm here also to witness. I was your student in the past few years. So thank you very much. And I hope also here for there are many people who you trained so far. So we really appreciate your work. We are grateful for having you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. So at this time, let us receive comments or questions. We'll be receiving direct questions, or people they can chat here in core message chat. They can paste their questions or suggestion comments so that this discussion is open to everyone. Thank you very much.
Your contribution is needed, please.
Yes, Claude.
Thank you very much, Method, for a good presentation. I actually have a comment and a question. Like a comment, this is generally a gap in research, generally in Africa and specifically in Rwanda. But it is a core problem when we came to the specific research areas like animals, like mammals, as Method said. Thank you for Method for showing us the journey. It is like a war, but there is a proverb saying that when there is a war, there is a way. And my question comes like this. As you started the journey with the Center of Excellence, how the volunteers or how people working in like in NGOs in other areas can contribute to this gap for wildlife conservation initiative. We are ready. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I can first talk about this before someone else goes on. Yeah, sure, they can contribute a lot, mainly through collaboration in research and publication. First is in research and publication, like when you have a research, you invite us not only because you are working on mammals, but as long as you are working in research, as we go in the field, we have a conscience. We are conscious about the biodiversity, and you can be inspired on the ideas about the mammals, and then promote this field. And I think that you are from Nature Rwanda, even if you are focusing on the vulture, the monarch vulture, then you will also be interested in mammals. I know that you are because there is a pending, publication where we found, working with Nature Rwanda, we found a species that was thought to exist in Kenya of small mammals, to exist only in Kenya. And we came to realize that it is found in Rwanda, only pending some DNA confirmation, and then we will publish on it. So first is about in research, and then also in the seminars. Yes, as we attend the seminars, not only you attend ours, but also you can, once you plan the seminars, you can invite us, but also in the writing research grants. So we have a more in which we can collaborate, and then you can contribute. And also, like the Rwanda Wildlife Conservation did, once they were applying for research permit to conduct a biodiversity survey, they allowed the center to keep specimens of the animals that they will collect. So this is actually a more clear contribution that the NGOs can have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let us continue with the question from Christian Mishimimana.
Thank you, Constante, for this floor. I'm Christian, yes, and I'm very grateful to hear from Methode. He was my professor before, and I would like to ask, I'm happy that he mentioned about Gishwati forest, and I would like to know, maybe I got it late, but I would like to know if there are some specimens collected in Gishwati. If they are, how many were they? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Actually, I wished I had some from there, but maybe 2 or 3 reasons why we do not have one. One, first, we had a few opportunities of conducting research there. It's like I went there only twice. Second, actually when I was there at Gishwati, I found the species that were just common in other areas. Because of a few days, we could not collect more. And then I had like 2 or 3 species that I found. They are in Nyungwe, and we have specimens for them. And lastly, also, I think it's about the research permit. If we do need the specimens, sometimes I find the animals, but I do not have a permit to collect the specimens. Maybe once I will ask for a special permit, I don't know. And then I do not collect them only because I'm not allowed it. Anyway, once I had a specimen from Gishwati, and it is just unique that we don't have none at the Center of Excellence. Unfortunately, and luckily, later I searched, and I did not find it. I had prepared its skin, it was a rodent, and then I did not find it. But we will plan a research, more extensive research, and also collect the specimens from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will continue with the question from the Placide Nkusi.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Method, for your good presentation and your effort and dedication to mammals. So you are doing good. So when I joined late, but when I was following your presentation, I realized there are still some gaps. You have explored different areas where we are still behind, being
Sure.
in Rwanda or at the continent level.
Yeah.
And if you look at your conclusion and the recommendations, still it shows that there is a lot to do.
Sure.
So I was going to ask you, sometimes when we show the gaps, where the problems are, we never also show who who is in the good position to address all those gaps and issues. So according to you, who are you pointing in this situation, for example, at the national level, who can be in the good position to give these financial resources? For example, is it at the university level? Is it at the policy level? Is it at where? Who can address all these gaps and issues according to you?
Good question. And I can say that it's also a tough one because a clear solution to it is I can't promise I can find a clear solution or promising perspective of it. But actually, I want it mainly to be the very person, the very person to work on it. Because so far, like you want someone who does not know or does not prioritize, like where understanding that research should be prioritized in the agenda is difficult, and tell them I want some that you facilitate some research on mammals, etc. We can target applying for grants, and we might even not win them. It's like a publishing. So what shall we do? We shall try to use our resources, the resources that we have. So I think that the resources that I have now that I target are, I can say there are three. Now they will guide you. The first is the CoEB. As I'm working with the CoEB, I see that they are supporting my work. So effectively. And the second is the Department of Biology. Once I motivate how the things that I'm doing are promising, we can promote some advocacy through the department. I think that we will go further, first starting by the department and by CoEB. Because I promote a situation, or I raise a point or an issue at the level of the CoEB. When it's understood, then the CoEB can act as intermediate. But at the center, I think it's me and the colleagues that I'm training, and the CoEB researchers who are just supporting. I think this can provide a clear guidance. Otherwise, I do not just discuss this like descriptively only. I wanted to find a solution. So if I'm talking about it, we need a journal. So I think that it shall work once I will be alive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Method. Let us jump in the chat.
Sure.
There are two questions. Let us start one from Viringiro. David was asking, does elevation influence mammal distribution in Rwanda? If yes, how?
Yeah, sure. The elevation influence mammal distribution in Rwanda, and this is just a tested fact. It is only to prove it, and we have proven it. You have done some research earlier. My first research in Nyungwe on small mammals was in 2009. Jean de Dieu knows we were together. So at that time, even we found that there is a influence of elevation on the distribution of small mammals. So this is well tested or visible on small mammals rather than larger mammals. Otherwise, it's known. You know, even in the primates, most of them will stay at lower elevation and the medium elevation, not going at very high altitudes. So this has been proved. And they want such more studies. Thank you. You said there was another question in the chat?
Thank you very much, Rene. Rene, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much. I think you can hear me.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So thank you so much, Method, for the nice presentation. I was carefully following your presentation. But I want to ask a question, but I think it's not a question of of knowing in terms of the knowledge or skills about this, but it's about constraints. What do you think is the collaborators you need, and then who do you want to collaborate with, and how do you see the challenges, and then what do you think should be like the strategic measures to overcome these challenges? So in mainly, who do you want to collaborate with, and then what do you think is the challenges, and then the possible solutions? Yeah.
Sure, thank you. So, first of all, I think that there is something that I did not state clearly. Some people just did some research and they found that was it in the field of mammalogy? I think it was in science in general, that African scientists were reluctant to collaborate with other Africans, and they rather chose to collaborate with the scientists from abroad. And this is a big gap. So from here, I wanted to say that collaboration is not just guaranteed. There is a lot of effort to work on it. Fortunately, I can say that myself have already started to build the collaboration and have spotted the people who are already willing to collaborate. I have found many as well who were absolutely not willing to collaborate. So possibly later they can be influenced. So I found that the people, the institution that I have joined, so they have not done a favor to me like I was a privileged. No, they just focus on Africa and they wanted to develop mammalogy in Africa. So this is a good opportunity. And at the center of the sequencing or the wildlife genomics for the mammals, the Institute of Vertebrate Biology in the Czech Republic is really like the hub in the world for that work. I can assure you this. And I'm already connected with them. So I think that, as I was saying, like the center can be an intermediate for collaborating with those others, some who will be not willing or reluctant. The researchers from Czech Republic who are found on many publications will be intermediate and will help. Otherwise, we do not even have many researchers on mammals in Africa and elsewhere. I do not have a clear channel to just ensure that they are immediately willing to collaborate, but we shall work on it. There is a strategy. So the challenges, I think I have noted them, but we do have strategies and it's already working. Thank you. Especially, sorry, I also want to mention that I have joined some international affiliations, big affiliations. I have already joined them, and I subscribe. I do not delay subscribing to keep the membership. I'm a member to the British Ecological Society since 2019. So they hold those are very big journals where I cannot even try to publish. But sometimes they ask me even to make a presentation to them to attend their conferences. So I think this also is an opportunity. I'm also a member to the Society for Conservation and Biology. There are some grants, there are some people where we can collaborate. Recently, I think I submitted a photo for competition, of small mammal. So I have not yet received the outcome, but so you see that there is a channel of attracting collaborators. Thank you.
Yeah, good. I want to jump in again. Yeah, thank you so much for the answer. And if I spell it in Rwanda, there is a proverb that we say it's "Uvumbuye inkware niwe uyirukaho." I think you can understand the meaning of
Sure.
If we see challenges in this, then you have to take it and show up by yourself, and then try to map opportunities who you want to collaborate with, and then you show that there are potential of collaborating with you or collaborating with researchers in mammalogy in Rwanda. Then I think there are people who are really always willing to collaborate. So I asked the question actually to bring this to your attention so that you can actually make this as your own priority of networking with the people.
That's true.
Knocking here or there, or maybe just like as you said, getting affiliations with international organizations, professional organizations that are actually in this area, like as you said, Society for Conservation Biology. I know there is a telegraph that we actually it's a journal that's actually of Africa region that we are publishing some of the novelties or some of the conservation news. So it's up to us to show up.
Yeah, thank you. How is it called again, that journal?
It's Africa Telegram. It's I will just give you the very correct name and also the link to that. So it's a Telegram. It's a new journal. Let's say of the Society for Conservation and Biology Africa region. So I will send you a link to that.
Thank you so much. So actually, again, as you mentioned about it, one of my strategies for promoting or showing that in Rwanda there can be a source of inspiration in mammalogy is that I tried my best to publish not just very nice content, but something that I'm sure will be like unique, so that people who want will read and then we will say this is coming from Rwanda and it's on mammals. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Let us have another question from the chat from Chantal Murerwa. She was asking your way forward to conduct your research, and she was asking during your experiment, do you kill the animals? And if yes, what the next step to avoid this killing of animals? Thank you very much.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, this one. Yeah, you. I think you paraphrased it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Does it take animals' life? Yeah. I can say it does take sometimes animals' life, but it is not the purpose. The only purpose of taking animals' life is that it's done only when I have a permit to do it. And when I have a permit to do it, I have to take enough time, I have enough arguments to justify it. It's only mainly for identification of the species, when it's difficult to identify them. So let's say, like those rodents you saw, if for one species I need to identify it, I might need 2 specimens so that I might describe them in the lab or in the details. Sometimes you do not know if it isn't a new record or a new species. But that time I have 2 specimens, but I have captured 100, maybe 100 or 20 animals. Others I have released them alive. So this is also what was actually a concern even in my research, that people who were coming from abroad, from Europe, from America, were thank you, Jaime, for the link. We're just killing animals for the sake of research, even when it was not necessary. Sometimes I asked them, was it necessary to kill small mammals that way? And they were showing that there was no way, no even reason to keep them alive. So that's why myself, I have been publishing on like urging people not to kill animals because of the research, so that they can do it only when it's necessary. I think to respond to the question. For the details, you can search my name in the Scholar Google, you will see my publications. 2 of the publications will be focusing on showing how you need to use just live trapping only, or prioritizing it for studying rodents, which has not been supported by other researchers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think there is no more questions.
Other contributions will come in the inbox. So
Yeah.
I'm always available. No, I even put my phone on my emails because I'm accessible every time on
Sure,
mammals.
sure. I would also like to encourage the attendee to complete the attendance list here in the chat.
Yeah, let me do as well.
Okay, if there is no more question, we can call it a day. And we thank everyone who attended today's session. And we'll be meeting to the next Wednesday for another presentation. Thank you very much, Method, for your time and for your good presentation, and for everyone who attended today's session. Thank you.